1952, after seeing an all-white painting by Robert Rauschenberg, Cage was encouraged to make the same point in sound. An entire composition based on chance operations in which the performer did nothing.
This is the purest example of John's ideas of letting sounds be themselves. It's a musical composition in which the pianist sits at a piano and the music is the ambient sounds in the room during those 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
But in this particular case, Cage has done is simply presented them a formal setting for them to perceive reality as art, perceive life as art.
You won't believe this probably, but I wrote 433 note by note, and all of the notes were silent, but they all had different lengths. And when I added them all up, they came to 433.
I have a question for you. How would you feel if someone made some rude bodily noise in the middle of your piece, 433?
I would simply listen. I think the sounds are continually taking place. One of the things that's been noticed from a musical point of view is the many coughs that take place at concerts. And for most of our musical literature, coughing is a kind of interruption or a flaw. It has nothing to do with the music. Whereas if we have an interest in sound, rather than, that is to say, the experience of listening, a cough is as audible and finally as interesting as any other sound. The material of music is sound and silence. Integrating these is composing. I have nothing to say, and I am saying it.
there were a lot of artists even at that time in Woodstock, and they were incensed. They were in an uproar over the performance. And afterwards, John opened the floor to questions, and one of the artists got up and said, "Good people of Woodstock, I think we should run these people out of town." That was the reaction.
Have you learned anything through the great debate over this piece, Silence?
I'm not so interested in learning as in changing my mind. And that has changed. And I think all of us have changed in the time since 433 was first made in the early 50s. We have less confidence now in the time as it goes into the future. We wonder, for instance, how long the future will be. We don't take for granted that it will be forever. We wonder whether you might say we wonder whether we have ruined the silence.